All right, are we live? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. This is my first time trying to stream live on multiple platforms, so bear with me. But I think we're gonna do it. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all pull up. I know this is random, but we're gonna have fun. My chair is so squeaky. I need a new chair. Ooh, I'm gonna let y'all pull up one time for the one time. I know I did not plan this. Um, And like I said, this is my first time going live, streaming live from multiple platforms. So y'all let me know how this work. What it do? What it do? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. Look, this live gonna be a little sketchy. It's gonna be a little funny, but it's okay. Okay. Hey baby. Hey Diesel baby. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through the kinks. Oh, we got Texas. Good morning, cousin. Texas, make sure you stay tuned because I'm gonna talk about Texas today too. All right. All right, cool. You can hear me loud and clear. Can you see me okay? Thank y'all for pulling up on me. I appreciate it. I know this is random, it's a random time. But look, okay. So before we get into stuff, I got a little story for y'all. So look, this is the thing. So some of y'all know I have been hopping on and off live for a while, right? I was doing really good on live on TikTok. Then I was doing good on live on Instagram for a minute. And then I was like popping in and out of live on YouTube, but I ain't gonna hold you. Thank you for calling me beautiful. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know why I be feeling so intimidated by YouTube, right? And the reality is like I'll be wanting to be on YouTube more than anything. Thank you. Not you flirting with me in the comment section. I want to be on YouTube more than anything most times, but I just be feeling so intimidated. And Substack too. I be wanting to go live on Substack and I just be feeling so intimidated. But anyway, so this what happened. So one of my homegirls, Camille, she is a creator as well. I'm trying to think of her handle. Oh my God, I don't know why her handle is skipping me right now, but I'm gonna put it in the description when I remember. It's like Black Girl on a Move or Black Woman on a Move or something like that. I'm a tagger. But anyways, I saw her do this thing, right? So she was I saw a post that she made. I love you too, baby. I saw a post that she made and she was like, her theme for the month was who gonna stop me, boo? Right. And so she was doing stuff, you know what I mean? Like, even if it was out the norm or even if she felt a little uncomfortable, like the latest video I saw her post was her meeting Jackie Aina. And she went through this whole conversation about how before she went to go meet Jackie Aina, hey, in Virginia. Hey. Before she went to go meet Jackiana, she didn't really look how she wanted to look. She was working. It looked like she was working in her warehouse. She had on, work clothes, some sweatsuits. She was just looking regular. She wasn't all glammed up, but she was like, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity. Who gonna stop me, boo? And she pulled up to meet Jackie Aina anyway. And the video was just so amazing. And she looked so happy. And Jackie Aina is someone that she really looks up to. Everybody loves them some Jackie. Okay. Hey, Jackie. Everybody loved them some Jackie. But yeah, so she had pulled up and she kind of, so after that video, I seen a recap video that she did. And she was pretty much like, her theme was who gonna stop me, boo? And she was like, and it came down to, boo, you the only one who can stop you. If you want to do something, you need to go on and shoot your shot. Go on and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing stand in the way. And I really love that. It really just had me motivated and just excited. And so I was like, I'm going to adopt that too. I'm going to adopt that concept too. So my theme, New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey, I'm about to speak on y'all too. So make sure you stick around. I got Texas on the map, Virginia, and New Jersey. I'm going to get on y'all. I'm just telling this quick little story real quick. But anyway, so I was like, I'm going to adopt that concept for myself this month. And so my concept for this month was don't be scared, right? Don't be scared. And the reason being is because even with me being an influencer now and like having a sizable audience, right? Like I'm legit, I'm certified in this influencer game, right? I should not be shy or nervous to film, right? I shouldn't feel like a poser or whatever, but I still be getting nervous. I still get nervous to go live. I get nervous when I speak in public. right? When I'm not in front of the camera on my phone, like I still get nervous. And they'd be like, girl, this is you. Like, this is what you do now. You shouldn't be nervous. Don't be scared. Why are you so scared? And I've just allowed my fear to hold me back so much in the things that I want to do. Right. I have been having conversations with my friends recently. Like, I really want to do lifestyle content, right? Like, I really want to show y'all my life and what it's like. Cause I know a lot of my audience have been with me since I was in law school. Thank you. Jen said I no imposter syndrome. I am legit. Thank you, Jen. Ooh, I love the hype. Y'all go. One thing y'all do is hype me up. I love y'all. But yeah, I've been wanting to do lifestyle content, right? And just like show y'all my life and sort of behind the scenes of how I get down and my personality for real. Like I know recently I've been if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen like recently I've been trying to serve a little more looks, right? Show y'all that like I'm not always just in sweatpants and a sweater and a hoodie and you know leave out messed up. Like sometimes I do get dressed up and my leave out is messed up in some of the videos, but that's because I decided late in my hairstyle that I was gonna do that for y'all, right? Okay, Darlene been here since the beginning. But yeah, so just showing y'all like what I really be going through behind the scenes too, because y'all know I travel a lot of places, you know. I get called to meet with a lot of people, like important people. And I be wanting to show y'all like that journey and you know, I be wanting to vlog and stuff, and I've just allowed my fears to stand in the way. So, anyways, for the month of November, my goal is don't be scared. And one of those things for me was like wanting to go live more often. I love making content. I love making short form videos. You know what I'm saying? It's how I got started in the game. It's how most of y'all got to know me. But like it'd be so much to talk about. And then I feel like I be overthinking the strategy and like, oh my God, people not gonna see this or whatever the case may be. And you know, I'd be nervous to put my stuff out sometime or yeah, I don't even understand the amount of content, interviews, all kind of stuff I'm sleeping on right now. I'm sitting that I got in the archives. Just being spooky. So boom, October is over with. We done got through Halloween. I'm done being spooky. I'm done being scared. I'm not gonna be scared. So this is me. So I am gonna be going live more often. I'm trying to figure out a good live schedule if I should do it, you know, early morning, afternoon, because I know I got a lot of audience on the West Coast and the East Coast, or if I'm gonna do it in the evening. I'm trying to be mindful. So we're gonna work it out. We're gonna figure it out. And like I said, in the beginning, it's not gonna be perfect because I don't know what I'm doing. It's gonna look a little crazy. Okay. I may go a little off script. But I'm just asking y'all to vibe with me, love on me, stick with me through this journey. Y'all done been with me through a lot of other journeys. So just ride with me, rock with me. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have some fun. Okay. So that's my little start, my little opener. Yes, please. Okay, somebody say hit the share link and copy the link. It also helps the algorithm from what I do. Thank you so much. Yeah, if y'all could share this live. Make sure y'all are liking, y'all are commenting. Make sure you are subscribed to me. If you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends, your family. We're going to have some fun over here. I know I am known for just talking about law and the politics, but we're going to have some fun because I'm going to have some fun. Shoot. Thank you, Diesel Baby. Diesel Baby said, whatever you do, I'm going to catch it. And I believe that. And I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Okay, so I know y'all came to me to get the tea so y'all can be in the loop on what's going on. So let's get into it. Today is a busy day. If you don't know, today is election day. Okay. Today is election day. North Carolina, throw your hands. My bad. Every time I see somebody say they from North Carolina, I can't help but sing that song. Matter of fact, my dude that I used to talk to, um, he gone now, but the dude I used to talk to is so funny. He was from North Carolina. And as soon as he told me that, that was the first thing I said. And he was like, of all the songs, like, we got J. Cole too, and you couldn't sing a J. Cole song. You had to go straight to that. I don't know. So every time somebody tell me they're from North Carolina, that's what you get from me. I ain't heard that song in a minute. I need to play it. Anyways, let's get into it. So what's going on in these streets? It is election time, y'all, and it's elections going on everywhere. Okay, so I've seen people in here from Virginia, Texas. Ooh, what else? Everybody in here, right? Georgia, is Georgia in here? California, is California in here? Let me know. New York, let me know if you in here. New Jersey, let me know if you in here. Cause y'all got stuff going on. And these are like important elections for real, for real. Pennsylvania, let me know if you in here. So this is the thing. I know. Oh, California. What part of Cali you from, soror? So this the thing. I seen somebody say this the other day. It was at Massachusetts. Massachusetts in here. Boston. I seen somebody say the other day, like, it's no such thing as like a off year when it comes to elections. At this point in the game, that is the truth. Okay. There is always an election going on. Yay, area like that. Okay, my bad. I be getting distracted. Georgia and North Carolina. Okay, let me stop getting distracted. Let me tell y'all what's going on. There are elections going on everywhere. So let's start with California. Y'all know that's where I'm from. Cali in the house. You know, I'm an LA native. I'm from LA, you know. That's where I be at. I went to school in the Bay. I went to school in San Francisco. So it's Cali all day. I am a Cali girl through and through. I tell people all the time, I done lived up and down Cali. Okay. I done lived in the desert. I done lived in the city. I done lived in the suburbs. I have lived everywhere in California. I'm a California girl. I don't play. Yes, on Prop 50. Point blank, period. If you are in California, if you haven't already sent in your ballot, so check this out. If you are already registered to vote in California, you should have got a mail-in ballot. If you didn't get a mail-in ballot, then you're probably not registered to vote, and that's okay, because you could actually go up to your polling place today, get registered, and cast your vote for Prop 50. Now, I'm trying to get out of the habit of telling y'all what to do, but I see we need help step by step. So, California, Prop 50. California basically is responding to what Texas had going on. And Nancy Pelosi, I seen an interview she did. She put it in a cool way. She basically was like, Prop 50 is democracy, self-defense at this point. Okay. Thank you so much, AJ. Thank you. Don't be telling me I'm pretty. I like compliments, okay? Don't play with me. I love a good compliment. Anyways, so she pretty much was like, it's democracy, self-defense. What they did in Texas is out of pocket. Okay. Donovan. Now, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you know who Donovan is, type it in the comment section. Share with your classmates. Let them know who that is. Because you know we gotta speak a code around here sometimes. But anyway, so Donovan, he called the governor down there in Texas about it. It was like, hey, peep game, stuff not going the way I thought it was gonna go. We need some more seats in the House of Representatives because I'm trying to do what I want to do. Long story short, short story long. That's me paraphrasing how I feel like the conversation went when he called them. But anyways, about it was like, bet I got you. Boom, thank you, catch my whiff. About it was like, boom, I got you. And so they redrew their district lines basically. And so this is the thing. One of my homeboys from high school actually hit me up. Shout out to the homie. And was like, he didn't even know that that's how it worked when it came to districts, right? And like how you vote for who your representative is. So peep game, the way that you vote for the House of Representatives got more members than anybody, right? And the House of Representatives are based on the population of a state. And then you have in some states like California, where we had was an independent council, and they would look at our census data and would draw district lines based on the census data, right? To make it more fair and to make sure wasn't nobody cheating, right? A lot of Republican states, a lot of red states, they don't want that. They don't know. They want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. They want to be able to have their power how they want to have it. They don't want nobody all up in their business. And so they like, no, we finna redraw these maps how we want them, right? And you got to think a lot of red states, once people get in power, it's hard to get them up out of there. So the way that Texas did it basically was like they redrew their maps. They didn't tell nobody. They tried to do that stuff in the middle of the night, right? Redrew the map so that basically it would remove 5 Democratic districts. So it's more likely that when people go to vote, no matter what, no matter who you voted for, because of how they group people together in those districts, it would more likely turn out that you would end up voting for a Republican. Basically, it's how it went down. So Governor Gavin Newsom in California was like, oh, bet. Well, California, we big too. So if y'all want to play that game, this how we finna get down. We're going to ask the California voters if they want to squabble up. Because one, we not going to sneak dish you, right? You snuck this your people and you snuck this the whole country. Because the reality is what y'all did down there in Texas going to affect everybody in this country. So peep game. However, them people, they would have more representation in Congress. So for example, a lot of people felt some type of way about the right to abort mission. being taken away in a lot of these red states, right? Okay, well, if you got mostly Republicans in the House and the Senate, and they got the White House, and they got the Supreme Court, then the likelihood of nobody in this country being able to abort mission, no matter what, be it to save your life or be it because whatever your decision, whatever reason why you decided you wanted to abort mission, that's going to be gone. Right? When you talk about voting laws being fair, because you already know, I don't know if y'all heard what's going on right now, but in the Supreme Court, they may just completely get rid of the Voting Rights Act, which was put in place, some like 60 some years ago, because people were acting funny about Black people being able to vote. And reality is some of y'all poor white folks got caught up in the mix too. Y'all was unfortunate casualties too. And that's still the case in a lot of stuff that's going on today. Really, when you think about it. But anyway, so what they got going on out there is going to affect the entire country. So California, Governor Newsom was like, okay, well, shoot, square up then, Kelly, was good. We could redraw our maps too, make it so that, hey, by the time we vote in the midterms, it's more likely for these areas to be Democrat, and that's going to balance out what Texas did. Now, the problem that a lot of people having is that all it did was shoot a shotgun. So you got all these states, right? These red states was like, well, since they did it, we got our little homie back or our big homie back. We finna do it too. What seat can we take? So it's just started a battle war on that. But again, the difference with California as opposed to Texas is Texas snuck them Texas. Okay, them folks out there in Texas, they got snuck this. Them people out in Cali, we had a choice. I turned in my ballot. I ain't gonna hold you. Yes, I voted yes on Prop 50. Yes, because I don't want to fight. Forget you. And the reality to me is, I know like people feel some type of way because it's like, dang, like two rights or two wrongs don't make a right. But two wrongs will get you a left hook if you keep playing with somebody, or a right hook, but depending on what hand is stronger for you. And I feel like you need to be just decked out, because what's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't appreciate nobody, you know what I'm saying, being able to like take our rights away. You feel me? And I feel like no matter how illiterate and how politically illiterate you think the American people are, you don't get to play with us. You don't get to take our rights away. You don't get to take our opportunity to learn away. You don't get to take our opportunity to be civically engaged away. That's out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. Now another thing that's going on when it comes to Prop 50 and why these Republicans is moving funny, word on the block is, they scared of Donovan. They scared of how he get down. They ain't trying to be like what is it, Thomas Massey and Rand Paul. So I don't know if y'all know what's going on with that, but Thomas Massey pretty much was like, oh, hold on. I think I'm missing. Oh, I'm missing from someplace. My bad. Ooh, I was missing from a place. My bad. Anyways, so Thomas Massey, he pretty much was like, he wasn't fooling with them not turning in them Epstein paperwork. Okay? Epstein paperwork. He was like, nah, y'all covering some stuff up. I don't like it. I ain't cool with it. What's going on? Let it be known. So they not feeling Thomas Massey right now. They talking about they gonna primary him, boy, you up out of there. Then Rand Paul pretty much is like, check this out. The budget out of pocket. Okay. The budget is out of pocket. I'm standing 10 toes down on I don't like how we spending, and I'm sticking it out. I don't care who the president is. Okay. I don't care all these emergency powers and stuff you're using. It ain't sitting right with me. So his whole thing is like, So Rand Paul and Thomas Massey, they getting treated like stepchildren right now. And that's the thing. Boom. So Catch My Whiff just said they're also rightly scared of their own voters. So many of their voters are nuts and have violence potential. That's true. And it's crazy considering the narrative for, on the right pretty much is like, oh, okay, well, the left, y'all only doing this because y'all scared of y'all voters. You should be. You should be. Them people chose you to represent them. So if you're not representing your voters, your constituents in a manner that they appreciate, that they approve of, you should be scared. You should be scared to lose your seat. We should not live at a time, and this is where, Republicans tell on themselves, but people don't use critical thinking skills or read between the lines to figure out that you should be scared of your constituents. And the fact that these Republicans right about now, what it seemed like is y'all are trying to choose your constituents so you don't have to answer to nobody. You want to choose the people you already holding puppet strings to. But the people who got their own sense and their own mind, who like, how y'all moving ain't right, the people who losing their food stamps right now, the people who going to work but not getting paid, or the people who are risking not going to work so they could drive Uber or do Instacart or something so that they can make enough money to pay their rent and pay for daycare and feed their kids and do whatever, them the ones. You got right? So I think it's crazy for them folks to be out here and be like, oh, they scared of their constituents. I think they should be. Now, I don't agree with the conversation or the narrative that everybody who supports Democrats are radical left lunatics, right? Or radical left or far leftists or whatever the case may be. I have friends on all different spectrums of the Democratic line. So that's the thing. But a lot of it got to do with common sense. Y'all policy is not working. People not happy. The government's shut down right now. Okay, people not getting their SNAP benefits the way they're supposed to. Speaking of SNAP, now I don't know if y'all seen, it's a lot of fake AI videos online of Black women seemingly snapping because they couldn't get their SNAP benefits. That stuff is fake, but them white girls that's on there crying, that's real. That's real. And that's the crazy part. I was watching Tuberville from Alabama. I was watching him the other day having a conversation about people's SNAPs being, SNAP benefits being cut off. You don't know what SNAP is. SNAP is basically EBT. Okay, they changed it. They changed the name. We know it as EBT. But Tuberville had the nerve to basically insinuate that the only people who would be affected by this, by not getting SNAP benefits, would be people in the inner cities. That's goes to show that you don't even know your constituents. You don't even know who in Alabama for real. And it sounds like you running for governor. Somebody said, I don't know if that's a rumor or not, but rumor has it that Tuberville is supposed to be seeking to be governor. Now they say he was a terrible football coach, and clearly he's a terrible in Congress because that's not the case. But anyways, let's talk about SNAP real quick. Let me grab my notes. When it comes to SNAP. Boom. Okay, so this was going on when I grew up on Snap before it was snapping, before it was a 4-letter word. Okay, boom. So SNAP benefits. This was going on with the SNAP benefits. So because the government is shut down right now, the money has not been appropriated to spend on SNAP benefits. So Trump and them pretty much was like, oh, too bad, so sad. Y'all not gonna get y'all SNAP, figure it out. Right. And the Democrats is like, y'all wrong for that. That's not okay. Like, that's not how you do people, right? Like, there's some money. We got a little savings account for SNAP for a rainy day when things get hard like this. We got some bread we can pull from. We need to pull from that pocket. Trump was like, no, we're not pulling from that pocket. I don't care what you're talking about. Nope. Open the government back up. And they was like, that's not how this works. You're supposed to pull from that pocket when stuff like this happen, when the government gets shut down and people may not be able to eat. You're supposed to pull from that pocket and pay and make sure these folks can eat. So long story short, story long, it went to court. The Trump administration went to court and literally argued, no, we're not finna pay these SNAP benefits. We don't have to, actually. So we're not gonna do it. We got the money. It's a little extra. We got some, a little stash, but we're not gonna pull from that. And the court said, stop playing with us. Use that money to pay for SNAP so them folks could eat. Okay. So did that, went through that. This is the thing. With that, this is my understanding. So with the little extra stash, right, which is the contingency, right? It's like a contingency stash. So with the little extra stash that is had to be able to pay for SNAP benefits, it's not enough, right? It's not enough, right? So I think SNAP benefits cost us maybe $8-9 billion a month. I think that the stash had about 4.55 billion. But my understanding with that is that in addition to the specific stash that they have for SNAP, they are also able to borrow from another pot that may be for something else, borrow from another pot to be able to pay the full benefits, right? So let's just say the stash got $5 billion in it. They need another, let's just say they need another $3 billion. So let's say we needed $8 billion in total, right? To pay for SNAP for the month of November. They got the $5 billion. Cool. We're going to send that out. They could borrow the other $3 billion and make sure everybody get their money. The Trump administration said, no, we're not doing that. And what they said was, what I read in the article was basically what their argument was like, because once we spend this, that's what it is, right? Once we spend from the initial staff, or excuse me, from the initial stash, that's what it is. That's all we got. We might need that extra little stash we got in the back. We might need that for next month because we don't know what's going to go on with this government shutdown. So if we have to figure something out next month, we need something to pull from, right? So boom. Basically, the way that ended up working out for everybody is that anybody who got their SNAP benefits after the 1st of November, or who was scheduled to get their SNAP benefits after the 1st of November, because if you ever been on food stamps before, everybody don't get their stuff on the 1st, right? You get, whenever your application get turned in and approved, that's your date. So it could be the 17th, it could be the 1st, it could be the 3rd, it could be the 31st, right? That's your date. But if you are scheduled to get your SNAP benefits anytime after November 1st, then my understanding is that what the Trump administration said is that they are only distributing half the money, right? So, or basically like you would only get half of what you owe. So let's say you get $500 a month in food stamps, right? This month you may only get $250 is my understanding of how it's supposed to work. And so because SNAP is a federally funded program for the most part, right? So the money comes from the feds, go to the states distribute. Some states who got it, they have been pulling from other places to try to cover whatever is missing from the funds. Every state don't got it, right? And you got to think, it's some of these red states who have the highest recipients of food stamps. So like Louisiana, Mike Johnson state, if y'all know who Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House right now. He out there in Louisiana. Louisiana got a lot going on right now. They gerrymandering, racially gerrymandering, right? They were supposed to have 2 districts that was majority Black. They didn't took the white folks to have them take that map back to the court and was like, this is racist against white people. We don't like this map. Mind you, a third of the population in Louisiana is Black. So it would make sense that a third of the representation would be Black, but them folks said no. So that's the whole thing. But anyway, so people in the red states, they use SNAP benefits. They have a high percentage of SNAP users, but every state does not have the money to cover what they need. So now the argument is like, okay, so people only going to get half their SNAP benefits, right? So what some grocery stores had decided to do, grocery stores was like, okay, well, if you're on food stamps, you pay for your food with food stamps, they were going to make the groceries 50% off. So you would get a 50% grocery discount. Since you're only getting 50% of your money this month, you're going to get a 50% discount on your SNAP benefits. The Trump administration came back and said, hell no. Sent the email and said, nope, that's a violation. Matter of fact, I wrote it down. It said, the USDA, right? So the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, from the Trump administration, sent out an email to them grocery stores, telling the grocery stores that they had to comply with the SNAP equal treatment rule, right? So what the SNAP equal treatment rule is it prohibits SNAP recipients from being discriminated against or incentivized. So basically, what the Trump administration told these grocery stores was, you're in violation of this rule if you lower the price of groceries for people just because they on SNAP. We don't care that they're only getting 50% of the money that they need to support themselves this month. Groceries is 100% of the cost. And if you violate that rule, if you make these groceries 50% less, right? If you violate that, then what we're going to do is make sure that you're not allowed to receive SNAP recipients money ever, right? So you won't be able to accept food stamps at your store no more. Now, that's the thing. There is a waiver. So these grocery stores could apply for a SNAP equal treatment waiver. It sounds like not everybody did that. I'm pretty sure nobody was expecting this. I don't really know what the procedure is to apply for that waiver, how long it would take or anything like that. So as of now, this is what I know. I do know that in the list, just to break it up a little bit, I know we've been talking about politics and what's going on with that, but can we give it up for the Los Angeles Dodgers one time for the one time back-to-back on them World Series champions? Okay. Can we give it up for one time? Can I see some hand claps in the comment section for the Los Angeles Dodgers? I ain't gonna hold you. That game had me stressed. Okay. Game 7 had me stressed. Matter of fact, remind me to cancel my Fox membership because I'm not going to keep watching that channel. I wanted to see the World Series. Okay, I gave these people $20 so I could see this game. I was spooked. I ended up having to take a nap midway through the game because I didn't know how it was going to go. And the other part about it was like, I'm from LA, right? I'm rooting for the Dodgers. I'm excited for the Dodgers. Woo, go Dodgers. Only thing was, I feel like this really wasn't a good time for the United States and Canada to be beefing on the baseball field. Okay, U.S. to Canada, we got enough going on. Okay, I was a little nervous. Then I don't know if y'all seen the game. They was about to squabble. It was for the squabble. Game 7. I was like, we don't need this right now. We got about beef. But I'm like, it's LA. It's LA. And I'm glad my city won because we need this. Because the way this administration been playing in our face, okay, sending a National Guard on us, okay, having ICE all at our Home Depots and stuff, terrorizing people, got people messed up. They didn't want to send us no money to help after the fires. Okay. Oh boy, talking about he's sending people to monitor our polling sites. And y'all know our Attorney General Rob Bonta, he was like, I got something for you. We're gonna send somebody to watch your people too. So you got some people watching us, we got some people that watch you too. Don't play with us like that. California, we don't play like that. We are the land. Okay, we stay watching our back. We know what's up. We not new to this. We true to this. But yeah, shout out to the that was funny. Anyways, shout out to the Dodgers one time for winning the game against the Blue Jays. It was a good game though. I ain't gonna hold you. Good game from start to finish. I got a little nervous. Baseball is one of those games that continues to like teach me game after game to like stick it through and just be patient, right? And you just got to play to the end. Because when I tell you I got nervous, I was like, oh my God, I was stressed out. I was on thread stress, but we won. We saw that through. It wasn't until after the game when I was looking for memes to post because I was proud that we had won that I found out how some of the out of pocket stuff the Dodgers got going on right now. I'm gonna save that for a different live, but that's why I kept my memes limited because I didn't want nobody coming for me. But I'm still happy for my city, happy for California. All right, back to elections. It's a lot of elections going on right now. Let me get through them real quick, one time for the one time, because I know the people in here and I know y'all want to hear the tea. So, boom. First one I want to talk about is the mayor election in New York right now, right? New York, you got Mamdami versus Cuomo. Am I saying his name right? Mamdami versus Cuomo. All right. So I was watching an interview with Mamdami earlier. I believe this interview was from yesterday. And he said, stop playing on his top, basically, because they calling him a Marxist and all kind of stuff. Mamdami said, I am a democratic socialist. Okay. Point blank, period. And what I'm for is making New York more affordable. Point blank, period. It costs too much to live here. People need help. My homegirl Liz, shout out to Booker Square. My sister, my road dog, my homie, she out in New York right now. She did an interview with Mamdami and pretty much was like, why should Black people vote and why should they vote for you? And Mamdami pretty much, he was like, look, check this out. What I'm fighting for right now got everything to do with Black people. Okay. He said, look, I'm trying to freeze the rent, because the rent is too high right now. People ain't got it. It's expensive out here. It's a lot of young folks, they trying to make it day after day. They ain't got it. We need help. Everybody need help. Okay. So help us out. You know what I'm saying? Help us out. Oh, we got comments, y'all. On top of that, let me see who else we got comments for. We got comments from everybody. All right. Make sure y'all commenting. Make sure y'all sharing this live too. I got distracted. My bad. Make sure y'all sharing this live. Make sure you are subscribed, like it, all that kind of stuff, and keep commenting because I'm reading and I'm gonna answer them. Anyways, what else was it? But anyways, he was saying he was talking about free childcare. So he said he want the buses fast and free. Childcare need to be more affordable. Okay. And he basically said, long story short, short story long, we need to make New York more affordable. And he said that he wants to show people what the city could be and not what the city has been. And his whole thing too is like, because they were talking about, well, a lot of Democrats not coming out to endorse you. Why they not coming out to endorse you? And he kind of said, like, because they scared. Because if I do the things that I say I want to do, then what? What's the excuse after that? And that's true. Some of the older Democrats that's been in the game for a minute, they've been cool with the status quo. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm in the rooms and I'm talking to them, I'm always letting them know, look, I get my ideas and, sort of my analysis about how the American people are feeling from my comment section. Because these are real people for the most part. I know it's bots, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? And I have a good idea of who my following is, who my audience is, right? I have a good idea of who hypes are because they're the ones who are always commenting. I always see them when I'm on live. Like I recognize them when I see them. I like little do y'all know, a lot of y'all, screen names, I recognize them. I'd be like, oh, that's an original hype. I know how long you've been with me. I keep up with that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I know who real, who fake. And that's where somebody said you saying New York doesn't want the status quo mo. No mo. No more status quo mo. No mo. I like that. Hey, Publiet. Hey girl, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you. But yeah, so he pretty much said that, like, look, the reason why these older Democrats probably not really rocking with me or probably not trying to say out loud they rocking with me, they watching. Because again, if I perform the way I say I want to perform, then they got to perform too. Now I didn't set a new standard, right? And I be trying to tell, the older Democrats, like, hey, this is what the people thinking. It's what they're saying in the comment section. And I do try to make it a point to ask them, like, where do you get your information from about how the American people feel about you and about what's going on right now? Polls aside, because I don't know these polls from a campaign. We done seen how the polls go. I'm confident that I will put my 200 comments up against 200 of your posters any day and get a better idea of what the American people are feeling about what's going on and their perception of things. So that's just me. But yeah, so excuse me, the New York mayoral race is going on right now. Like I said, it's Mamdami versus Cuomo. Donovan came out last night and endorsed Cuomo. So I don't know if that was good or bad for him, right? The tweet or the truth or whatever it's called that I saw that he put out, he pretty much was like, you ain't got no choice, you need to vote for Cuomo. I don't really know how that works. Like, telling these people they don't have no choice sounds crazy to me, because you do have a choice on who you want to vote for, right? And you should make that choice on a number of different factors, not just because Donovan told you to do that. But that's what he said, so that's what it is. It sounds like Mamdami is doing good, though. He sounded confident. I haven't seen Cuomo do much press, but I'm assuming that it's just been suppressed from me recently. I did see a little clip. He was on Ebro show, right? And they was like, oh, Trump came out and endorsed you. And he was like, I don't fool with him like that type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? And then he got off the call. So I don't know if he not really fooling with Trump, fooling with him, or what that looked like. But according to the allegations, he right up that dude alley. Okay. Next race. New Jersey. The New Jersey governor race is going on right now. Now, this is a big one out in New Jersey. I haven't talked about it much, but I have been seeing it all over the internet, right? New Jersey is a big one. Now, my understanding is that New Jersey is one of the most powerful governorships in the nation. Reason being is because the governor of New Jersey appoints judges, county prosecutors, the attorney general, secretary of the state, and all other kind of positions, right? On top of whatever else, the governor has to deal with budget and all that kind of stuff. In addition to that, it is the only statewide elected office in the state of New Jersey. So that's also big. Now, New Jersey is currently purple, which my understanding is like people in Jersey was kind of shocked about that. Normally they're like really blue. Seemed like Jersey is going purple. The candidates right now are Mikey Sherrill, that's the Democratic candidate, and then the Republican candidate is Jack Ciattarelli. Ciattarelli. Oh, I think I'm saying it wrong. Sherrill. Okay. Okay. So everybody I know rooting for Mikey right now. They like Mikey, get it in. I'm hearing that this is a close race. So if you are out there in New Jersey or you know some people in Jersey, even if you don't know nobody in Jersey, just make sure you spread the word and share it because you never know who was around you, who might pick up on some information they didn't have before. Right. So do not be scared to share this information. Speaking of which, while I'm here, I'm just gonna pause, ask y'all, share this live, like this live. Um, Make sure you are subscribed to me. Okay. Okay. Look, I don't know if I said it right, but that's what it was. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Let's get this out. I'm at 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 40,000. So if y'all can help me, I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to write it up. So help me out with that. Okay. So yeah. So anyways, New Jersey is critical right now. Like I said, it's a tight race. My understanding is it's a very tight race. And they said Mikey is the girl. So get on out there if you out there in New Jersey. Virginia also has a governor race. You got Abigail Spanberger and that lady Earle-Sears. Earle-Sears is currently the lieutenant governor. She gotta go. I ain't even gonna hold you. I watched her debate. I didn't seen her. She is I don't know if y'all seen what's going on in the comment section online. But when I tell you we don't take nothing serious, okay? We don't take nothing serious. The comment section, when you see people commenting about these two against each other, honey, they riding for Abigail. Obama just went out there to Virginia. I think it was in Virginia. Okay, because I'm the bomb, baby. Let them know. Fireworks. You better know about me. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so Obama, he went out there and campaigned for Abigail, right? So look, Abigail is a more like centrist Democrat. But at the end of the day, she seemed like she is prepared for the job. I believe this is going to be the first time a woman has been governor of Virginia, period. It seemed like she organized, got herself together, know what she's doing. You know what I mean? Earle-Sears she need to take a nap. She need to go have a seat. Like I said, mm, if you're in Virginia, go on, Abigail. Pennsylvania has a retention election right now. So for those of y'all who don't know what that is, basically Virginia, some of their Supreme Court justices are up. I think their terms are up or whatever. And so they are voting to retain them as they are right now. So in Virginia, what it sounds like is that they have elections every 10 years for their Supreme Court justices. And then once the Supreme Court justice turns like 75, I believe, they got to retire anyway. So what they're saying is in Pennsylvania is, we like this court the way it is right now. It's doing what it needs to do. They on point. They're in line with how the Pennsylvania people feel out there in Pennsylvania. So we need to keep this court the way it is right now. So they are voting. They have a retention election, and they are asking y'all to vote yes to retain their current Supreme Court as it is right now. And they was like, look, we'll deal with the other stuff later. It's going to be an election coming up in a little bit. We'll deal with that later. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court race is extremely serious, right? It is very important. They talking about is people, rich people, and then put all their money into this race because the Supreme Court is serious and it's a guardrail, right? When we are struggling, we're like, look, is our congressional leaders on our side or not? What's really going on? What's popping? The Supreme Court out there in Pennsylvania is like really holding it down for them. So somebody out there, make sure y'all sharing that with them. We already did the SNAP benefit situation. Texas. Oh, did y'all hear that Dick Cheney passed? He gone. He passed today. He was 84. Dick Cheney. He was George Bush. He was his vice president. I think Dick Cheney didn't have so many positions. I think he was a Secretary of Defense and some more stuff too. But he passed at 84 today. He was like one of the last Mohicans of the old Republican Party. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't fooling with how the new Republicans moving right now. That's what the word on the street was. He like, well, these new Republicans, that's but yeah. Anyways, he passed today. Yeah, somebody else whose name start with a D passed today. Texas, District 18. Texas has a special election going on right now to fill the seat of Sylvester Turner. So Sylvester Turner was in that seat. only for a couple of months. He passed away. I think the seat has been open for like 8 months now. They've been real slow to fill it. This is out there in District 18. It is a lot of people, everybody and their mama in this race right now, right? If you follow me on Instagram, I've been, riding for my homegirl, Jolanda Jones. That's my homegirl. I actually got an interview with her coming up. I'm gonna post that today, actually, that we did not too long ago. I'm gonna post that. She cool. But yeah, if you don't know Jolanda is the face of the corn break. So, right when we found out what was going on out there in Texas, that was how we found out that they was, racially gerrymandering mid-decade out there in Texas. Jolanda, put it on the map and was like, she was out there in New York and was like, respectfully, Greg Abbott on some BS. He lying. How the hell he finna come get us? She was like, I'm an attorney. He ain't finna come get us, right? She put it on the map, let them know what it was. And she was also one of the people who, when it was time to go back, she was like, I'm not going back. My constituents don't want me to go back. So why would I come back? What they doing is wrong. Why would I come back and give them a quorum? So we know her as the face of the quorum break. But this is a crowded race. It's a lot of people running, right? Quite a few people. Like I said, so if somebody, I believe the way it works out there in Texas with this race is like, if somebody doesn't win over 50% of the votes, then I think they have a runoff. So it'll be more months where the seat is not filled out there in Texas. So if you're in Texas, District 18, that's out there in Houston, make sure you vote. Georgia got a special election going on right now too, the Georgia Public Service Commission. If you are in Georgia and you're trying to vote, this is another thing. Y'all need to check y'all voting rules before y'all go up out there. Oh yeah, Jolanda, hold on, I'm gonna go back. Jolanda's story is crazy. She gave me a copy of her book. This is from my girl personally. I'm excited to read her book. She signed it for me, never scared. Okay, which is so crazy that my theme for this month is don't be scared. I love this. So I'm excited to read her book. But yeah, she got her book. That's straight from her closet. I can't wait to go in her closet and get some of her clothes. Jolanda, I'm coming to your house after this election and come read. I need some of these outfits. Okay, because you don't play, girl. We about the same height. She taller than me. She is taller than me, but it's okay. Gonna come get some of them clothes. But yeah, back to Georgia. Sorry, Georgia special election going on. Georgia Public Service Commission. If you're out there in Georgia, you think you're finna get ready to vote, let me prepare you before you go out there and be looking goofy, okay? You need to have a valid photo ID. All right, please don't bring no campaign materials. It's a rule on how far the campaign materials can be from the building. It's okay, just don't bring them, okay? And then also per a court case, the polling places are supposed to be open until 8 p.m. tonight. Get there before that. Okay. Just try to get there before 7. I done have some friends out in Georgia who said they've tried to go vote at their polling places. Either their polling places have changed, their polling place has changed, or I had another friend who went to go vote in Georgia and it was construction going on right outside of their polling place, and they almost didn't go vote because they thought they weren't supposed to vote, or they just got overwhelmed, like I don't feel like dealing with this, and they end up going to do it anyway. So just be mindful of that, of what's going on in Georgia. Double check your polling place, make sure you have a valid ID with you, and make sure you in line ahead of time, right? And if you are in line before the time is up, they can't kick you out. Don't leave. Okay, stay there until it's time and just vote. And I know Georgia like to play games. I've been seeing videos online where, the line is 3, 4, 7 hours long. You know what I mean? So don't get discouraged. All of it is tactics. We can't give up. This is why people fought for the Voting Rights Act and stuff like that to begin with, to avoid stuff like this. So, hopefully just these things are reminders of why it's so important for us to exercise our right to vote, for us to be civically engaged, for us to care what's going on. You don't have to, you don't got to be like me and some of the people, who some of y'all favorite creators like me, who politics is just what we do all day long. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that overwhelmed when it comes to politics, but I do just feel like be engaged, know what's going on for real, and vote. Use your right to vote. Like, I know it feel like, damn, every time I turn around, they don't want me to vote. Yeah, I know, but it's important because now we're seeing what happens when we get lackadaisical. And it should have been, I was younger back then, but like, and I said this to Obama too, like to his face, like, bro, we learned. do it with all due respect during the midterms. When we get, with all due respect, when we get lazy and lackadaisical and we don't show up, like that should have been a sign of, hold on, we losing people somewhere. We need to make sure we're paying attention, right? This is a special election time. People are not expecting no election, especially people who don't normally watch me, right? I'm not really your cup of tea for one reason or another. Y'all, we got to start having these conversations with people who aren't in our immediate circles, right? Because at the end of the day, these people matter too. And what happens to people who are not like us, who don't live in our communities, who don't think like us, who don't live like us, who don't make the money we make, you know what I'm saying? Like what happens to them affects us too in the long run, right? So we all have to look out for each other. And we're seeing that now, right? We are seeing like having to come together and be community for one another. What you have people who work for the government who have either lost their job recently, right? Or they're working and not getting paid right now, and they still looking out for us, right? At their own detriment and their own inconvenience. And we're having to show up for them. We're having to show up and donate. Me and my son, we're going to go to Costco and go get some baby formula and stuff to take to these food banks out here to just show community, right? We may not have much, but we got enough to share. And I think this is a time where we need to do that, and we need to hone in on that and own that. And I think part of that too is sharing information, which is why I'm always so big. I ask the hypes all the time, especially if you on my TikTok or my Instagram and I comment, I'm like, share with one person if you can, right? Because you never know like who you may connect with or who didn't have this information or access to this information, who never, the algorithm don't bring me to them, but they need to know this, right? The conversation need to be had. And this is why I try to talk to y'all like y'all my homies and y'all my friends, because at the end of the day, like we just live in life. But the decisions we make and we don't make, when we do or do not mark a mark on that paper, on that ballot, is going to affect our everyday life. Thank you. Thank you so much. Catch my whiff. Thank you. And thank you for being here the whole live. I appreciate you. I see 20 people. I don't know if that's all that's in here. If it's just 20 people in here, that's all I can see. But I want to thank y'all so much for y'all that have been on this live with me. I know we 52 minutes in, but thank y'all for like joining me and stick with me and watching me. And like I said, I'm gonna try to do this more often, right? So I appreciate y'all. But yeah, okay, so back to Georgia. Boom. Public Service Commission. That is the biggest thing going on right now. I know there are some more initiatives, I believe, on the ballots in Georgia, but the biggest thing is the Public Service Commission. If you live in Georgia and you're wondering why your Georgia Power bill been so goddamn high, Georgia Power has raised the prices 6 times in the last 2 years. The Georgia Public Service Commission are the people who allow that to happen or not to happen, right? Or not happen, right? They could put a stop to that if they really want to. So this was going on in District 2. Alicia Johnson. Alicia Johnson is running as a Democrat. She is challenging the person who currently has the seat, which is Tim Echols. He's a Republican. So Alicia Johnson is challenging Tim Echols for that seat in District 2. In District 4, Peter Hubbard, the Democrat, is challenging Fitz Johnson, who is currently in that seat I think you're a Republican. I don't know. But so you have the 2 people who are trying to get them seats now are Alicia Johnson and Peter Hubbard. Now, if anything, if I could vote in Georgia, if I was a Georgia voter, I would vote for Alicia Johnson and Peter Hubbard, because at the end of the day, clearly Tim and Fitz, y'all not doing what y'all supposed to do. Why these people bills so high? One of my friends like DM me talking about his bill was like $600 for a 2-bedroom. And he like, I don't even be here for my bill to be that high. You know what I'm saying? So if you in Georgia, know somebody in Georgia, might know somebody in Georgia, think somebody in Georgia follow you, make sure you share this. All right, get out and vote. You got Alicia Johnson and Peter Hubbard. Them the people, those are the Democrats that are running to take them new seats, or the seats that are available right now. Go do that. Oh yeah, Tabitha speaks. Shout out to Tabitha. She be on it. I think I touched on everything for today. I think I got on all the elections. I just want to make sure I'm not missing nothing. I done had y'all on here for an hour. We did it. We got through all the elections that are going on today. So, like I said, today is election day, y'all. Get out there and make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all talk to y'all peoples about voting. Yes, on Prop 50. If you're out there in California, I turned in my ballot. I'm excited to see what happens. We do have the midterm elections coming up real soon. So make sure y'all are on it. Again, share this. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Like I said, I'm going to try to do these lives more often. I'm going to try to get used to them. And I'm sure I'll get a little better as time goes on. But thank y'all so much for having fun with me today. Again, please make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate it for sure. Please make sure you share this. Make sure you like, make sure you leave me a comment. And then also, if you have suggestions on stories you want to talk about, make sure you send them to me too, okay? Because it's a lot of stuff that be going on that may not come across my desk and I don't know. So please feel free to share stories with me too. Oh, all eyes on Sudan. Ha ha ha. I didn't forget about that. Sudan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They still got a civil war going on out there in Sudan that's been going on for like 2-3 years at this point, right? They army had a little rift. A dictator got up out of there. Some of the people from the original army broke off. They've been beefing. They've been fighting. People losing their lives. It's a famine going on right there. They're talking about it's a genocide. The Black Sudanese out there is getting it's bad. I'm talking about bad. They don't have food. They don't have water, shelter. Okay. They are being just brutalized out there right now. And it's not being talked about. Okay. So make sure y'all get knowledgeable about Sudan and find out what's going on over there. That's wrong. That's wrong how them people getting done out there. It's wrong what's going on right there. Oh, and then also Donovan talking about he wants some smoke with Nigeria. Allegedly, they getting rid of Christians out there in Nigeria. The Muslims is attacking them, and them people in Nigeria said, "You don't know what's going on for real out here, so stay from around here." Because every time America come trying to do some stuff, y'all start tripping. And Donovan talking about he gonna cut off the resources for Nigeria if they don't stop killing white Christians or whatever. And folks said that's not what's going on out there. So I'll talk about that on the next live. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I'm gonna try to keep it at an hour. Please, 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 please subscribe to my channel. Please, 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 please subscribe, share, comment, email me. Let me know what topics y'all want to talk about. And let me know if I'm doing a good job or if I'm doing a bad job or what y'all think I should change. I'm here for y'all. Because ain't no point in me being on here if y'all ain't gonna have fun watching me. Right? Anyways, I love y'all so much. I had so much fun. I'm gonna get off of here for real. And until next time, should we do this again tomorrow? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Should I pull up again tomorrow? Let me see. Thank you so much. Coco Smile said, love all you do for us. I love that you make what's going on relatable. I try my best. Thank you so much. Jess said yes. Catch My Whip says a great live. Lucy said yes. I pull up again. Y'all like this time or you want me? What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to come at? What y'all want me to do? It's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Let me know in the comment section. I ain't gonna hold y'all because some of y'all at work and I ain't trying to get y'all in trouble. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all had a day y'all deserve. We outside. Bye, y'all.